very, very interested in healthcare issues, and I think that Bawumia administration will be good for Ghana in terms of its investment in the healthcare sector. A central piece in ensuring access is the spirited completion of the Agenda 111 hospitals and the addition of significant numbers of CHIPS compounds and health codes to boost primary care access, especially in rural communities. Job creation initiatives. The Bawumia plan will address unemployment by creating millions of jobs through entrepreneurship, digitalization, ICT skills development, and industrialization. And I did mention earlier about the One District, One Factory, and also those of you who are familiar with our manifesto, we talked about it here at the previous press conference, about the plan to create 1 million jobs in the IT space, which by and large will position Ghanaian youth globally to be able to access IT jobs right here in Ghana without necessarily having to move. Those jobs are available. What is necessary is the election of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the deliberate investment to create those opportunities for our young people to take advantage of that opportunity that is already out there. Enhanced social interventions. The Bawumia plan is committed to expanding the free SHS, as I indicated earlier, and livelihood empowerment against poverty to cover more vulnerable groups. And Dr. Bawumia is committed to doing that for our country and our people. This initiative will include targeted support for women, children, and persons with disabilities. Gender empowerment. Bawumia administration is committed or will be committed to gender equality, including promoting women in leadership and supporting female entrepreneurs through tailored financial and technical assistance programs. Expanded access to healthcare system. Dr. Bawumia's vision for Ghana's healthcare sector is to build an inclusive, technology-driven system that ensures equitable access to quality healthcare services for citizens, for Ghanaian citizens. His health policy will address the sector's long-standing challenges, such as inadequate infrastructure, staffing shortages, compensation, motivation for higher specialization, job satisfaction, and outcomes for patients. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's plan will significantly improve Ghana's healthcare infrastructure, access, and delivery. A cornerstone of the plan, again, as I mentioned this earlier, is the Agenda 111, the unprecedented investment in health infrastructure this country has ever seen since independence. It would continue that investment and ensure that the health infrastructure base of our country is sound and solid to take care of our growing healthcare needs in the country, and perhaps set us up as a hub for medical tourism in the South region. The plan will add, just for information, I'm sure you know this, the Agenda 111 plan will add 101 district hospitals and 6 regional hospitals in the newly created regions. When completed, they will provide high quality healthcare at the district level to ease the pressure on tertiary hospitals like the Konfranoches and the Kolebu teaching hospitals, among others. And those of you who are conversant with these hospitals, the big hospitals, they have the pressure coming to them because most of the primary level hospitals are mostly not able to absorb that. But if you have a situation where we have all these 101 district hospitals come on stream, it would completely alleviate that burden on these big or tertiary hospitals to ensure that they focus on their teaching and research mandates. Modernization of existing facilities. Regional and district hospitals will be renovated and upgraded to provide state-of-the-art equipment and facilities for specialized care. The centralized electronic medical record system will be expanded to ease data management challenges and facilitate patient care and referral management. Establishment of new hospitals. The Bawumia plan will intensify the building of new hospitals, new health facilities to underserved communities. And I mentioned this earlier, mainly in rural areas, to reduce the travel time and cost associated with accessing healthcare outside their immediate environment. It will also deepen the provision of free maternal health care, child immunization, and nutritional support for pregnant women and infants. The provision of specialized centers of excellence. To reduce dependence on foreign medical treatment, the Bawumia administration will invest in specialized centers for advanced care, including cardiology, oncology, and nephrology. Focus on primary health care. Strengthening primary health care facilities to handle basic medical needs, thus reducing the burden on tertiary hospitals, just as I just mentioned, some of them, Kofanochis, Kolebu. Training and retention of health workers. Increasing investment in training programs for doctors, nurses, and allied health professionals. This initiative will offer scholarships and incentives to encourage specialization in high demand fields and ensuring equitable distribution of healthcare workers across the country, particularly in rural and deprived areas. So the use of incentive and enhancing job satisfaction for medical professionals will be escalated and ensure that the environment is conducive and that they can stay and serve their communities for the overall health of our economy and our countrymen. Improve working conditions. To reduce brain drain, retain doctors, and achieve job satisfaction, the Bawumia plan will enhance salary and benefit for health professionals, including vehicle tax exemption and improve workplace facilities to boost performance and morale. I'm sure you are aware of these proposals in our manifesto. For the first time, medical professionals would have access to some exemptions in vehicle acquisition. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's vision to make Ghana competitive and take advantage of the fourth industrial revolution. The NPP's call for Ghanaians to vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the next president of the Republic is clear in the bold solution summaries that I've just read to you under these 5 themes. We invite you, ladies and gentlemen, and all Ghanaians who are eligible to vote, starting 2nd December 2024, to vote massively for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the NPP's parliamentary candidates across the country, based on the relevance and the workability of these policies that I just read to you. And I invite you also to take advantage of the availability of our manifestos online, to acquaint yourselves with the details in there, and to assess for yourself how practical these are, and make the decision based on facts, not on emotion, not on any of the threatening violence that the NDC is putting out there, but on sound ideas that are capable of transforming our economy to make Ghana the best place for us all to live and flourish. So, ladies and gentlemen, compared to the former president, John Dramani Mahama, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the best choice for Ghana and should be your best choice when you cast your vote on Monday, and most of you, I'm sure, will be voting on Monday. Please do that because it's beyond emotion. It is beyond like or dislike. It is a choice that you're making for yourself to be part of a decision that moves Ghana forward rather than regress our lot. And so I invite you as potential voters starting December 2nd, Monday, to consider your own interest, which is what Dr. Bawumia represents, and cast a vote for number one, for President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the NPP parliamentary candidate, wherever you will vote. As I said, compared to the former President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is our best choice for these reasons. One, Bawumia offers a superior policy solution for Ghana's next chapter. And so if you are voting, you wonder, what is in it for Ghana? What is it that the NDC candidate, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, saying that is compelling, that is practical, that is workable, that demonstrates from his record that he can actually do the things he's saying? And compared to His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who I just told you what he has promised to help reduce cost of living in our country in the form of introducing electric buses, he has done. That was commissioned today and it's on the streets. It's not a mirage, it's actually out there, you can see it. Compared to him, I offer to you Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is offering a real, relevant, and practical solution and workable solution, which are actually being delivered as we speak, to consider him for your vote on December 2nd, and on 7th if you are not voting on the 2nd. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, again, is a better choice because it provides an ingenious and a workable plan to sustain and build on the economic recovery we're experiencing presently. And if you listen to the NDC, nowadays they've acquired the habit of talking inflation. Now inflation is coming down, and they're talking about depreciation of the currency. We appreciate the difficulties that has brought to us as a people, but it's not for want of better management. It's not because the economy has not been managed well. It is practically because the whole world is hurting. Currencies up and down the globe are struggling. If we're going to have a candid for a conversation in our country, it is nothing that this government has done has led to the exchange rate faltering that we have seen recently. But the question I want to ask when you go to vote is, whilst the NDC is capitalizing on this misfortune and this hiccup, you ask yourself, what is their plan to reverse it? Assuming that you vote for them, what is in their plan that gives you confidence that they can reverse it? Right here, you have seen how this administration reversed the deterioration that took hold in 2022 and have actually stayed the worsening of the depreciation of the currency by coming up with an ingenious idea that has never been proposed, has never been tried. That is the Gold for Oil initiative that has succeeded in staying the strength of the city and ensuring that oil prices actually came down in our history. Growing up, when things go up in Ghana, they don't come back down. But we have seen it in our lifetime, how the oil prices have come down. And it was as a result of the currency position and how fast the city was depreciating in 2022. But that ingenious solution has reversed it. So as somebody told me in an example, to say that if you're flying anywhere, you want to be sure that the person sitting in the cockpit understands what he's there to do and can actually do it. It is not a question of who you like or who you don't like or who can dramatize issues better, but it is ultimately so that you can have somebody who will get you to your destination. And my argument to you is that the NDC has not provided They have not one single evidence in their manifesto to tell you that this is how we are going to strengthen the city. They have not. The balance of it is English, turnover of words to create some impression, but in substantive, practical terms, measurable terms, they have not offered any solution in that department. But I'll tell you that leveraging our goal, which is part of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's initiative, will help us arrive at that destination where, as a country, our currency will be stabilized and will be stable for long term. Because we have the gold and we'll use the gold to back our city, which he has demonstrated, and as president will give every effort to that policy to ensure that it actually takes foothold. Bawumia, again, is good for Ghana and must be your choice on December 7th, or if you're voting early on December 2nd, because he will protect and strengthen the free SHS policy, which by all accounts has been a successful initiative, has been a thoughtful initiative, has been a compassionate initiative, has been a right initiative. Barring whatever implementation challenges it has been one of the major interventions in education in our country, and it is good for our people, and it has facilitated the education of some 5.7 million Ghanaian students. And I think that we should do everything we can in our power on December 2nd and 7th to ensure the preservation of this policy for our own children, for our siblings, our nephews and nieces to participate or benefit from this initiative. Bawumia, again, is a better choice for us, Ghanaians, than the alternative, because Bawumia will expand healthcare access by completing the Agenda 111 project, equipping and operationalizing them, and ensuring job satisfaction for all healthcare professionals. Bawumia is a better choice for us on December 7th and December 2nd and 7th, because Bawumia will be accountable to Ghanaians, because he has 8 years allowable under the 1992 Constitution to be president. Therefore, he will necessarily deliver on these promises, some of which I've read to you, in order to merit your gifting him of a second chance when the time comes. Unlike the alternative, who has only 4 years to go, and later on I'll tell you about his own assessment of being having 4 years and what you can do with 4 years. Bawumia, again, is a better option. And as I told you earlier, he's been described variously. One of such impactful and perhaps relevant description of him, which comes from people's experience of him, is that he is a thinker and a doer. And much of these ideas that we've spoken about, most of them are very new and incisive ideas. Just how we can be able to arrest the depreciation of the city and be able to bring down fuel costs in our country, and it comes up with this Gold for Oil initiative, which has helped in a limited period of time, which has helped to earn Ghana about 2.79 billion in foreign exchange to settle our obligations. That is incisive. And beyond that, I want to just let you know, Ghana, you have heard growing up, and if you go to Obuasi and many of the mining communities, we have been mining in this country for forever. But our own balance of gold, our gold reserve, was just about 9 tons when we started the gold purchase program by the Bank of Ghana. Can you imagine that? A gold mining company, a gold mining country, and all our reserve is 9 tons. About 8.7 tons was what we had to our name. But gold is a prized mineral. All we had was 8.9. By Dr. Bawumia's innovation and policy idea, we have started the Bank of Ghana Gold Purchase Program. Our reserve has incrementally gone up, and I think that with time, we'll probably become one of the countries in the sub-region with the highest gold reserve, and that will be good for our economy, that will be good for our currency, and that will be good for our collective prosperity. Dr. Bawumia, again, is good and better for Ghana because Bawumia's economic plan is designed to make the Ghanaian youth globally competitive through his focus on information technology, coding and programming, robotics, AI, and the Internet of Things. That is a future economy, and Bawumia's ideas will put the Ghanaian on the center stage and make us competitive. And one of the reasons for this is that the globe is trending that way. AI is taking over. If we make a mistake and elect the alternative, they have no idea, they don't believe in it. They don't believe in it, their ideas don't align with the trend of the globe. And as my deputy is just suggesting, you remember the kinds of things they're talking about. Small ball politics. They're saying things that will tickle your fantasy in a sense that not necessarily tickle in a positive way, but to make you angry, to incite you against a government that is trying to do the best. I submit to you that if indeed there were any reasons why I think that you should vote for the NDC, I'll tell you. Because ultimately, whatever good ideas they have, the implementation of it will help our country. But I can honestly tell you, this is no politics, this is not me trying to get you to vote for my candidate, the vice president, or our parliamentary candidates, but it's just plain truth. The NDC doesn't have it. They don't have it, honestly they don't. And you've been here, I've come here to tell you about a 24-hour economy. It's a great deception. Those who cannot keep the lights on for 12 hours say that they can give us 24-hour economy. It's a great deception. We shouldn't do that. The consequence of any election is enduring and in some cases generational. And we cannot afford to make this mistake. This is a pivotal moment for our country, and the decision we are going to make, we cannot take it personally, we cannot make it lightly, we should make it looking at the impact it will have on the future of our country and beyond. So I submit to you that Bawumia should be our choice. Bawumia means business, which means that he's better for Ghana. He would integrate the private sector into fiscal policy operations to deliver critical infrastructure, create meaningful jobs, and increase productivity. And most of us, we talk about roads, we talk about hospitals, about schools, and all of that. One of the ingenious ways Dr. Bawumia is proposing is that will include the private sector in the delivery of this infrastructure. And you know always, you pay attention to the budget, and you look at government's allocation for capital expenditure, they're often limited. How are you able to deliver all the infrastructure needs in any particular year with that limited amount of money? The one sure way to do it is to ensure that we engage in providing, in integrating the private sector, build these infrastructures, and to leverage that for ensuring that we achieve the infrastructural deficits that are in our country and ensure our people are better off than they were before. Bawumia means jobs. Again, I told you about a 1 million youth project to train about youth in IT development skills and make them globally employable. There are many more reasons I can tell you why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is better than the alternative John Dramani Mahama of the NDC. Simply because across this country, there is a general consensus among people that the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has performed better in office than any Vice President in recent history. As stated earlier, Bawumia's initiative has led to Bawumia has initiated and implemented successfully about some 33 initiatives as Vice President, and I submit to you that as President, you will do exceedingly more than that. So, ladies and gentlemen of the media, I am sure, permit me to be a bit more pastoral at this point. I'm sure you recall the parable of the bag of gold in Matthew 25, 14 16:30. I summarize for you: a master entrusted his wealth to 3 of his servants. He gives 5 bags to one, 2 bags of gold to another, and 1 bag of gold to the third. The first 2 servants doubled the gold and returned it to the master upon his return. The third servant went straight and buried the bag of gold in the field and returned it to the master when he arrived. You know the details in between. The master was pleased with the first 2 servants, but cast out the third servant into the darkness. Ladies and gentlemen, Bawumia is an example of the good and faithful biblical servant because he has served Ghana well and deserves commendation and reward. The master in verses 28 and 30 made the following declarations, and I quote: "So, take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have in an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them, and throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." I didn't say that, this is the Bible. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is an example of the biblical wicked and lazy servant who did not live up to expectation in his 4 years as president of this republic. Ladies and gentlemen, like the master in Matthew 25, Ghanaians must vote on December 7th, or maybe let me go back a bit. Like the master, we voted in 2016 to cast out John Dramani Mahama because he had not met expectation. But somehow in 2020, he thought that the verdict on him in 2016 was a flash in the pan. So he came again in 2020, and we roundly confirmed that our decision was absolute and clear in 2016. So again, we voted him out. He thought himself he didn't understand. He went to the court, didn't have any evidence, and he was roundly rejected. The unanimous verdict against his bogus claim, the petition, the 2021 petition, election petition, was roundly rejected, just like the Ghanaians. Now, in 2024, he's going to try us again. He's trying us again. And with all humility, I entreat us all to give the NPP a landslide victory in a way to retire the former president permanently from politics. We must reject former President John Dramani Mahama because his 4 years as president brought untold hardship to Ghanaians. We slept in doomsday during those years. Businesses were destroyed. Youth employment broke world records, and the growing economy he inherited was collapsing by the time he left office. Most revealing is the fact that former President John Dramani Mahama gave up when his mismanagement made life difficult, and Ghanaians demonstrated to demand better economic management. He said no amount of demonstration, and I'm sure you remember this, he said no amount of demonstration will move him because he was a dead goat. Ladies and gentlemen, the balance of a leader's job is dealing with challenges. But from what we have seen from the former president, he has shown that he cannot deal with challenges. Therefore, on December 7th, we must vote to show the former President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC that we, the people of Ghana, cannot afford the risk of electing a president who cannot respond to our needs in challenging times. The former president did not perform well, and this is essentially a matter known to all of us, and it's evident in the vote in 2016 and 2020. did not perform well in office between 2013 and 2016. So he does not merit the reward. And given the scripture, we should not reward him. This is especially true when all he has is 4 years. And here's where I promised you I'll tell you about his own view about 4 years and what one can use it to do. He says 4 years is not enough to make a difference as a government. And so the question is, what has changed? The question is, what is it coming to do? The question is it now true that 4 years is enough to make a difference? Those are questions I know our former president cannot answer, which then goes to the heart of why we shouldn't vote for him, because he can't make any difference. He himself has said it, and it's a practical impossibility for him to do it. But rather, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has what it takes, has the allowable 8 years to be able to deliver in the first 4, give a good account of himself so we can give him another 4 years. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, voting for the former president, John Dramani Mahama, will amount to taking Ghana back, and you and I cannot afford to take Ghana backward when our peers in the sub-region are striving forward. We the people, as I just read to you in scripture, are the masters of Ghana's destiny. We've entrusted our powers in the former president before, and we are about to do so again with a choice between him and His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And the invitation is for you, based on his delivery in the first 4 years, and based on the scripture we have read, since he has not performed well, he deserves no reward. So on December 7th, your decision must reflect the wisdom of the parable we just read in the Bible, to reward the good and faithful servant of the people, being Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, with your votes, because he has shown the potential to do even better for Ghanaians as president. Finally, let me make the appeal to you as you vote on December 2nd, and most of us on December 7th, starting with a special voting. Please cast your ballot for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the NPP parliamentary candidates. That will be number 1 across all the ballots, in line with what you know to be true, what your expectations are. That when you give a piece of job to someone to do, those who do a good job, you invite again. Those who do a poor job, you will not invite. The verdict is clear on the former president's performance, 4-year performance in office. This is not me saying it. You and I, we voted massively in unprecedented manner to send him home simply because he didn't perform. And I invite you that we don't reward him because he had failed us, he had not been a faithful, he has not been a good and faithful servant of the people of Ghana. So therefore, on December 7th, let's vote for the one who has been faithful, who has been good to Ghanaians. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should be your choice on December 7th or on December 2nd when you take the lead to vote in a special vote. Thank you very much for coming. Is there a need to do a summary? Yeah. All right. Before I must say, and then so on the clients. You put them here, where they are, and then you can't some alpha about whatever and say, what they are, you know, we go now about the start here. Oma, who is entering money, and they are for the baby kind, as I said, December 7th. Mono, Ubo, and Bay Abua, Abato, and Monsa. And by saying, wedding of Makani, ya ka tire ko se ko tuma ba no a montuma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia esanse no be boa Ghana e chin e man pini dada Dr. Mahmoud Dr. John Dramani Mahama no be boa Ghana Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be boa Ghana e John Dramani Mahama oye man pini dada na enumu no di kai e bo nyoma bi eso ese ina ye hweso ase nyiraso na ye de kwato abam de omo eye hwan Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so ba fa so no make sure say esikasem ene endumasem Ghana abeti gina preko pe se dia na do dan ko ko fa do aban akra noa efi COVID-19 say ye ni na mo abeduru dan o de hyehyɛ aba befa find so na wotumi esiesi na esikasem esi na radar me prekope se dia tie before COVID-19 eba ye no na wotumi esiesi no sa kwan so di kan di mu edio eye kwan obefa so a make sure say Ghana ye school komu a ye ko school yesu an krata ne nsano adwuma emu no de hyehyɛ bebre ko nkrata so aya maka ne brofo mu a ɛno no ɛbɛboa Ghana papa ama ye ma ewie school sɛ owie TVET school bi a ɔno ankasa betumi esi ɔno ankasa asate ayɛ ɔno ankasa ne adwuma na so nya sika kakra ayɛ yi a betumi asate adwuma ansano adwuma a betumi ayɛ ne ahwɛ no ko ahwɛ abusua what the hyehyɛ aba titru baako ɛyɛ coding ne robotics ɛne AI ho nsɛm a na me ka sɛ ɛnɛ ewiase adane nyɔma bebree a yɛhɛ so we call internet of things a ɛnɛ phone yi wotumi de nyɔma bebree integrity applications ne nyɔma wo bebree wokɔ America man mu a nkɔla ɛtete Silicon Valley wokɔ ɔhyɛ ne pyjamas ɛna wamoa ne nan na ɔte kɔ na bi wobɛwie at the end of the day no wonyɛ sika bebree ɛno na yɛde gu phone so na yɛ download this application wey ne yɛde bɔ bra wɔ Ghana but nkora yɛ Ghana fo kɔla bɛtumi a na yɛne ntiɛ mpo sɛ preset for ɛbɛ commission some AI lab bi a am sɛ ɛkyina ɔnaasɛ mɛ ɔmbɛ commission bi saa ɛbɛboa ban no educational policy no ɛboa ama Ghana ɛne aman a aka no edi akɔneaba anaasɛ nsawɔsoɔ ɛwɔ saa AI kanko yi mu na aboa ama Ghana yɛnka yɛkyi a yɛn nso etumi akɔ yɛn enti ɛno saa kwan no so no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne NPP ne hyehyɛ a yɛde ba sɛ ɛbɛ reform education ɛne TVET ne amake sure sɛ Ghana ni biara adeɛ no ɛyɛ free dada make sure sɛ biara betumi akɔ na Ghana ni biara nso betumi enya adwuma ayɛ na aboa ama abusua ani agye ɛnso wɔde hyehyɛ bi nso so aba ɛbɛboa ama akuayɔ akɔ so ama akua yɛyɛ ne bi a small scale na expanding na yɛ big scale farming commercial farming ɛbɛkɔ so Ghana ha ɔyɛ hyehyɛ sɛ irrigation bɛdi mu akotire paa na abra farming yɛ nananom ayi so asɔ ne sekan no ɛnɛ no we make sure say investment ɛbɛba no the mechanized approach ɛna ɛbɛboa ama yɛayɔ akɔ n'anim na ɔne a ɛyɛ akua no nso so no ɔde sika ɛne finance ɛne development bank of Ghana for ɛne other financial institutions no ɛbɛboa ama ɔbɛtumi ɛde sika ahyɛ yɛayɔ adwuma no the other bit no nso so ne sɛ asase na edua mu aba no we make sure say fa abɛfo kwan so they make sure say etumi adane no na aboa ama no ba na aba bebree na ɛno nso so no aba mfa so hyɛ ba ko so a wɔde ba no ɛfrɛ no social development policies no ɛyɛ kwan a ban fa so ɛtu sika bi si hɔ ɛde boa ɔne a ɛdi dɛm anaasɛ ɔmo a bi a ɔmanyini ɔmo a sikasɛm ayɛ ɔmo den no His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so ba ama ne ni akɔ saa deɛ no papaapa one masika akɔm bebree sɛ bɛyɛ ahotɔ ɛbɛba magana ne bia nso so ani agye baako paa wo a ɛbɛdɛ ɛyɛ rental assistance program no yɛn nua no mo a wɔawie university ɛyɛ bi a wɔte afrawo baabi anaasɛ ofi other region bi ɛna waba Accra na wɔnyɛ adwuma a yɛn nyinaa nim rent advance ne nneɛma sɛdeɛ ɛsi ha adwene through this program no betumi nya assistance a wɔbɛnya loan a yɛde bɛtua ne rent n'aba no na ɔno wɔtwa ne nketenkete sɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɛbɛboa ama wɔtumi ahyɛ abrabɔ ase. The other initiative ɛwɔ hɔ ɛyɛ Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia yɛto abama no December 7th ɔde bɛba ne sɛ bɛtrɛ apɔmuden nsɛm ɛne sɛ ɔbɛ invest sika bebree ɛwɔ health sector na titiri ne sɛ Dr. His Excellency Anadu Dankwa Akufo-Addo initiative and as a policy ɔde aba sɛ yɛnsi 111 hospitals ɔsi n'ani bɛkɔ ho paa na ntɛntɛm so a wɔtumi ebi na hospitals no dodoɔ no a aduru stage a ahwɛ koraa nkyɛn bia na commission bebree nti no bɛhwɛ sɛ sika bɛkɔ hɔ yɛn make sure sɛ saa hospitals ni nyinaa asate adwuma na aboa ama yɛn nyɛ ɛwɔ district ne nkurase no yɛtumi anya access to health care nti wei ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɔso ɔbɛyɛ na aboa ama Ghanafoɔ nyinaa ɛho atɔ yɛn. Na ɛba ɔne a ɛyɛ adwuma wɔ hospitals na apɔmdenfoɔ adwumayɛfoɔ no so make sure sɛ ɔde incentives bɛbrɛ ɔmo scholarships so bɛtumi akɔ school na nneɛma no bi wɔ hɔ a ɛyɛden concerning ebi a brain surgery ne brain surgeons ne ɔmo kɔsua adeɛ akɔdu saa mpɛmpɛ soɔ no ɛyɛ a na ɛtaki more time nti ya bebree na ntumi ɛnyɛ nkɔwie saa sikasɛm ɛne mmerɛ dodo a wɔde bɛ ɛtwɛn a akɔwie saa level but His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sɛ ɔbɛyɛ president a bɛ make sure sɛ ɔbɛ provide a lot of incentive in that direction now make sure sɛ ɔmo a ɛwɔ akwanya ɛwɔ ɔpɛ no sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔmo sua adeɛ kɔdu saa mpɛmpɛ so no biribiara esi ɔmo kwan bɛtumi asopɔtɔ mo na ɔmo akɔdu saa mpɛmpɛ so no ma aboa Ghana ama Ghana ba bɛyɛ krabɛhwɛ ama ɔne a ɔwɔ establish ha no ebetumi aba Ghana abɛ spray ayarehwɛ ɛwɔ Ghana no ɛyɛ hyehyɛ a His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ɛne bebree a mɛntumi anka na sɛ maka mɛde kan na borɔfo no ɔsɔ de bɛba na ne nyinaa kɔwie sɛ ɛda no December 7 ɛyɛ kɔ akɔto aba no ɛne ɔne akɔto no Monday dware yɛ a ɔnneɛma bi a ɛpɛ sɛ mohwɛ so ɛkɔto aba no ana yɛde kan aka bi no na kyikyɛ mu nketenkete sɛ bɛyɛ a wokɔto aba no a wobɛkaakae saa nneɛma yi ade baako a yɛsrɛ ne sɛ saa abato a yɛkɔ yi ɛnyɛ sɛ meyɛ NPP ni aba ne yɛkɔ akɔtoɔ ɛnyɛ sɛ meyɛ NDC ni aba ne yɛkɔ akɔtoɔ ɛno woka ho bɛtumi adwene saa but dwene kane ɛyɛ sɛ abato a bɛkɔ akɔtoɔ yi mfasoɔ bɛn ɛna de bɛbrɛ me mfasoɔ bɛn na de bɛbrɛ Ghana na abato a bɛkɔ akɔtoɔ yi ɔmo a ɛpere yɛmfa the two leading candidates ɛyɛ NDC for the NPP for ne so ade hunu bɛn ɔmɔde aba saa ne so ade hunu no yɛahwehwɛ mu akɔ akyire mu ɛbɛboa yɛ anaasɛ yɛmboa yɛ hwan deɛ ne bɛboa Ghana ɛkyɛe ne yɔnko ɛna yɛasɛnsin a yɛakyerɛ mu sɛ Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ɛdeɛ ɛna ɛbɛboa de kaka yɛ sɛ nokorɛ paa sɛ NDC foɔ ɛwɔ ne so ade hunu bi a ɛbɛboa ma Ghana akɔ n'anim a bɛtumi aka akyerɛ me ndaada because mmerɛ bi atwa mu na mu America na ma bɛbu mi kɛntɛ ma ba Ghana pɛsɛ Ghana kɔ so kyɛnyɛ saa nka mete America ne ma Ghana sɛ Ghana bɛkɔ so nti na yɛwɔ obi a ɛnɛ otu ne wɔasi wɔ sɛ ɔbɛso Ghana ɛne so ade mu no pɛpɛɛpɛ de ka kyerɛ mo sɛ ɛnɛ anaasɛ recent I think because of this week ɛna mɛtee sɛ Britain English aban no afe ɛna ɔmo consider sɛ ɔmo nso bɛyɛ medical drone service ɔmo de bɛdi yɛ so ɛmfie bebree but Ghana yɛ starting medical drone service sometime 2018 2019 na Ghana for enya ho fa so saa abere no a yɛ starting saa de na NDC for say oh yɛde ba bɛ spy amanfoɔ edwa de saa NDC for kai so enti ɛba sɛ yɛ ma Ghana kɔ anim a NDC for ɛde yɛ agodi Omubia, Marco TV, so I can send me, yeah. Because when you say you want this, it's a bear who will fake. But to move from here, now go to a conditional woman, and this is for NPP. The Shabbat was from this Fourth Republic from 1992, they see now. 1993, started. We should be seen now. NDC for impact on our economy. But I don't know, say you can just recite it off your head. They have not impacted us so much. And at a critical time such as this, my man and ask me, yes, be a fool, and I say, make the way, and I say, my tea way, and I say, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, now, Betty and you can Ghana, Benya for so, can necessarily constitute the basis of a vote on December 7th. And yet, I said, the share ideas are Abba, Yabo, Mabesi, manifesto, NPP manifesto, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Bishop, Ebeboa Ghana, NDC for again. So, Yento, Abba, Emma. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Sakran, so say a share, they share, policy, Amodiaba, so many work Ghana, Manakosra, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and we didn't cry a chain, John the Man Maham. And yes, I can you say a share, maybe I was a CI economy, or how a Biasa and Indian economy, FMWA, and they how a bread, Bipiara or Biasa. Why pan and the news for the who and she share or the bus or best and my economy na coswa I improve from the year was here one. I bet what Magana is 7 now so maybe one. The sharp His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia policies now ideas or the ban. I bet what. Winning so idea here can say flat tax, flat rate tax. Idea I bet what ama tax buffer. Now I'm making sure say tax compliance may increases. Tax compliance increases. And let us say, do go now to me a comply. Let us say, scam to me buy food to now to me a human asset Ghana for. You can't also be said Bawumia ever work Ghana chain John the Man Mahama because or no the any papa or can see him with CP. Let's say Juma Makasa ya boa free SHS. Amanaba ya here or Ghana and Ghana color. We simply say, Obebwa ama free SHS at Tanaho Africa. And yes, I'm going but I'm making sure, say, Obeka more. Say, they are to go now to be at taking advantage. Now, Apua Amaka. You need Papa John the Man Mahama Casa on PEP free SHS, Yakunya, Sanko Panko ye. One yet, yes, so grand, no, touchline, Kasa. Monday advert so may get free SHS and free SHS 419. Mopeni, Yami former MP. I got a TV so who could also say free SHS 419. Okay. And there, General Secretary says here, 50 quid. Or no, I'm General Secretary. Into who has any pay or take a Jomo and down and your master may need power. Now I'll say free SHS here 419. Nipa we obey. So obey and car while opposed from the beginning. Kobomu say at the park, yeah, the party, and yeah, then the bed down here, and I said, try at the party, yeah, the park, every day, and the yard park. Enti, Omundindi, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Kwan, and I'll be to me about Mumbai. Now, the Pomodin Samuso, I made a baby, and they say, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said, in my pa, his essence Canada down to Kufado, Asha Sierra. And they say, when making sure, say, the hospitals, they see the baby, I come after Kupaya started say, they see 111. Was this our project or bar, but mantentem swa it to me a complete. But NDC for a bar on the trip. Some of President Kufuor Eurojet hospitals, about 9 of them on me heritage. A man completed Bakukra, no Cassani, man completed. Bakukra man complete. Here nearby, they are completed 6 of them. 2 air ferry come on the Syria can one HBM or my commission, Syria and I say on my commission. 500 bed ferry hospital and now 250 beds Syria hospital. Call the PR and this is for MTB and complete. And it's all year Now you have the agenda one way show on the council. Number one, I don't know, or say 4 years not to find it. Into a bar, with the guy as say, your man of honeymoon. Into say, I'll call everybody down to a bread. Into William. The mistake is Anua. Quaquatra, Dubai Kakra, have America Kakra, and you know. We are about to spend about 6 months. As oh, who was a minister, we better take another 6 months. Until now, first year, they are second year, I've been on trying to say, dear, so I don't know what started as oh, NPP before I said, oh, dear, this is not the propaganda, sir, on your head. When the practical matter, yes, we are, as I say. Now, the back also a woman a very important see a candidate say. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a mistake no will be. Saturday, the contest to replace him will start. The party, because the news on could be, party for news on could be. Obia 18, party, but say, will be about continuing to say, Minister Diano, or stress in one strategizing, I got so crime fast so abba. Quite about wages can never contest. The quite fast any amount for Akasa, and made to be a flag bearer of NDC. And yet, feel on Baby. Enti, Sababwa, young Tuma Dr. Mamuba, you know, what Treffy and resolve on leadership matter. So, we ain't normal to be back now, Ghana for Bugaju, so they are to Obama, young Tuma. But 4 years, the map NDC for a transition, a 1 block of time, I say, you know, get 2 years, like I said, so 4 years with the hay and easy. Now, your mama can almost to be in your you can't go back to me because 4 years ago, when you say a political cycle, they said yes, it's first year, when they appointed Yam and Kofo, second year, they are starting political cycles, not political parties, no, are starting a building from the grassroots, police station, about constituency, or only a branch, about constituency, now about region. Now by national, after they are called flag bearer. And in the first 2 years, or the better appointment in the second year, about political matter, party will be at office, on office. It is our 4 years we instead of buying this for Ghana, you are told. You say you won't crack at all. And the so now, Dano, Yanko Trapama, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, now M1 Ghana, NPP about send the money. You can't say a swap of but also now penny ye. Now we need DHA power one because a 40 public center NPP and the one Ghana in Ghana. Major plans of achievement are back Ghana. A NPP and to me a diaba. And democracy now Kasa, no central for women. Democracy now a team 40 public. And NPP and then the Papa Rollins the military dictatorship and a big gun so. Eti the stress about we my family control. Now we can I try to follow a someone a war Bible one. Yenina your stories your pastor a call mosque. And he said you take Yamen be a punctuation Yamego. And I made say, Bible, my example say, Ubia, what do you correct? Ubia, one some pack, say, any panel and your reward. Amuna, when you saw some more, Chapun, one, say, Benibia old to pine, and Ojan Japadia, and the ma, you do my 4 years, son, Bako, or man, 5 gold bags of gold. Now, Bako man, you know, Bako man. Your man about home and to me and find your head. No more honor or 2 I'm not shame. I'm fine your head. I'm the master buyer, sample 2 and the share is some. But on my decay, you know, Bakunya, you know, Bakunya 5. Actually, I say, I yet do my young home. I do 5 no, and you're 10, not do 2 and you're 4. Now the master no any gene no pa so abomodin say wanya padro or ye madin santi no dia oya padro no a oye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama me no 2060 ye pamo besa pamo no bi na akwanya na wo Ghana for say de ma obi ma be som Ghana January 7th no famba His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia I will be lukure I will eat my day I am so and then medical drone service ya make I afa na Britain omo asusu se omo so be bi and then bia yi be bam electric bus also the baba and nam Ghana kwan so a edwuma aba Ghana a be boa bebre ama transportation cost and platform ama yemo ahariye sa ni pano no asom Ghana so ba sa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no na yesre say one baby kai atwa December 7 unto abama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia esa say oba Ghana oba compared to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ono oba ono ankasa ne ba na ba ko se mu e kire se ono kwa na president 4th republic here wako only one term tinani bra ya bring na ne se ono so pese e ka se ono so onya second Israel na se obi butai ni na wonhu a beto abama because the second term onya dia ne best sa wo best sa bebre e wo no anu but ensi sa hwe o ya bra enti wo ba no amfa policy bia endilichi akeka nkwa ana edi echi de ba atemdie adada kase a yehu bi da se be 24 hour ko bi sa no a o ko ha bi sa no so be ba anuti o so on ba debate then take that on ba debate da patapa on ba ma wontie de opeso wo ye on ba ma wontie ase se 24 hour economy no enye policy a se wo kofa ba e ya de a wo beye and be lead to that inti dia na beye amade 24 hour economy ba o se de bi oba be chi no so on ba jo be so ye no se ya ne ekoba sa ekoto aba na na me mpangu onya na onya na afa die wasi afa me so be nya second term Japan na wo enemy saade emboye ko biaso enti this ready ne say yanko ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na assembly a wo ho ne wo hawa abagana ha no yenti ase se enye se NPP manage economy ni nyina kai then na ye 2017 2018 2019 as a COVID by se kanya COVID ya the body e ba ye ene egi echire Russia Ukraine war e be ha adwene a nka enne Ghana abe grabehwe enti yemfa saanti ase no na dwumade a NPP aye ne osompa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia e wo so de som Ghana na ento abama na say ni so ni hunu nyina onfa nye dwuma na Ghana ntumpo na ye kire NDC for ne say ye penko so prekope ye mpese e be ko echi abra ya fa wo Sambridge ni nyina e press on ko yimu ye nso so ye penko so ya to yaba duduo massively for landslide victory His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na yama NPP so majority na to me our parliament na to nyaso Ghana for purpose damu nyina.
Yeah, thank you. I think that this morning we saw a reportage on the social media that they said that some NPP tasks have invaded Metro TV, attacking when they have been considered. I think that is not true. That a country, the medical country, no, Namaba Brofo. And then the said they see on Metro TV, no, the NPP for Nekoye. And now no pay police for investigation on my issue statement. And I think that many of you, the media people, have seen the police statement. And I will read the police statement to settle the matter. We will never do that. The NPP government and the NPP party will never do that. It Mekan police statement in the Abanona with their police investigation incident on Metro TV premises. The Ghana Police Service has commenced an investigation into a recent that occurred at the premises of Metro TV in Accra this morning, Wednesday, 27th November 2024. Preliminary police investigation indicates that upon a request from the court, police officers accompanied a court bailiff in the company of the judgment creditor, Vodafone Business Ghana Limited, to execute a court order against Metro TV. Timiniano, they see one already, Kasabe Breno, and yet Bakapa Tibia and orchestrating the police invasion at Metro TV. It's a purely business transaction, and I think that the police service have issued the statement. We want you to communicate to the Ghanaian people that we will never do that. We will never do that. It is not the NPP that orchestrated it. It's not the NPP government that orchestrated it. And I think these are all scheming by elements of the NDC to just create disaffection for the NPP and our winning candidate who's winning the elections next week. He's winning one touch. And these are all antics and tactics of some propaganda media personnel. We have partisan political elements in this country, so more opportunity, then they will not look for the facts, and then pure conjecture. So thank you all for coming. I will take some questions. Meanwhile, we should wait for Mr. Asari. Time is fast spent. We have some interviews to conduct. So we take about two questions. Yeah, any question?
Your colleague said they're clear. No, just one question. Actually,
yeah, please, your name and your media house.
Yeah, my name is Charles. I work with Channel 1. Not actually related to but I mean, the NPP we know has always advocated for plural media. The party has repealed the criminal life. Now, just give your quick thoughts on the coalition's decision to limit media access to the politician.
So your comment?
Yes, quick thoughts on that.
Well, I think that we support the media. But that decision, unfortunately, is not ours to make. But we will urge the EC to do right by the media and by Ghanaians generally to ensure that there is extensive coverage of the elections. I am aware, I think they're limited to 8 media houses at the district level. If we can do more, why not? We believe that the more the merrier. So that will not be our position if we were the managers of the EC's affairs, but unfortunately we're not. I will urge them to take into account the media's plea to expand the numbers to ensure that Ghanaians have visibility and ensure that transparency will ensure people have confidence in the outcome and will also help in ensuring peace ultimately. Thank you.
Quick one. The majority has written to the speaker to recall the House, but it doesn't appear that the speaker is willing to do that. And we've also heard from the NDC who have instructed their members of parliament not to go back to the House, even if the speaker does that. I mean, how will the NPP react to this?
Well, the reaction I'll give you is that vote against the NDC. Vote against them. They are not there to do the people's work. Honestly, they are not. They're interested in some coming majority, all these things, they are skirmishes they are doing. The NDC is not focused on your business. They're interested in their political future. So my reaction is vote against the NDC. Vote against it. Thank you.
So wait for Mr. Asari. So please, all of you wait. Mr. Asari will come and see you. Thank you.